You got the weather for us today?
It's 54 degrees and sunny.
I figured it was time. We've watched A Boy and His Dog, another one of the great post-apocalyptic movies ever made.
Yes.
And we watched a classic, I'd say a lot of people have seen, much more influential and popular. That would be The Road Warrior or Mad Max 2. And I thought this would be the time to watch it, considering we now are living in unprecedented gas prices, and also we have, I don't know, let's say
We're in the precursor.
a good 80% of our politicians just jerking off every night thinking about nuclear war. They're just like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Think of the money we can make if we could just get this work going.
Press this button.
We just, we get that no-fly zone. We just, oh, yeah. Oh, no-fly. Oh, shoot those jets down. Oh. So that's kind of where we're living right now. So I thought we'd watch The Road Warrior.
Yes.
One of my favorite movies, 1981, young Mel Gibson.
With this Australian accent.
His work in the Australian accent.
When he talks. Barely talks in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he barely talks in all of them.
All he says is, I'll drive that tanker.
Yeah.
I'll drive that tiger. I'm your best option.
But everybody's fighting for gas. That's what it is. We just want to.
Everybody
gas.
drives around in circles, fighting for gas.
Yeah.
How are you going to drive around in circles if you don't have gas? I mean, it's a simple equation.
That's all they want.
We have to drive around in circles to get more
In
gas.
order to terrorize people.
But then to drive around in circles, we need more gas. So
Yes.
it's a vicious cycle.
Chicken eating the egg situation.
What else do you have to do in the desert?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're in the Australian desert.
It's already blown off all the ammo. Most of these people are using crossbows
Mm-hmm.
or compound bows or long bows.
Let's do shots of gasoline. It's gonna taste. It tastes just like gasoline. So it's perfect.
Is it red?
Cheers. This is red, orange gasoline.
Red dye diesel.
Yep.
That's that farm blend right there.
Went down smoother for me. It's odd.
Yeah, it was good. There's a lot I like about this movie, but I want to start with it's such a simple concept. Any movies nowadays, it's like they have to throw in
Twist.
all these subplots, and
Yeah.
twists, and all this bullshit. Like they think it makes their plot more interesting, and it's like it's more intelligent. When really it's just a bunch of faffing around. Like
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of nonsense. This movie is very simple. Max is a loner, him and his dog in his car. He's looking for gas. He finds out about this small fort, this small town in the desert.
Yeah,
that is,
Refiner and they're pumping and
they're
refining.
ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. They're pumping gas. He wants some of the gas.
Just some.
Just enough, as much as he can carry.
Yeah.
And then there's a gang of psychopaths
What was the
led
dude's
by
name?
Lord Humongous.
Okay, that was his name.
Yeah.
Who was Toady?
Toady. I don't. Maybe that
is
was the
Toady
guy,
the-
his announcer guy.
Lord
that-
With the
Humongous
bitch.
was Kjell Nielsen. Toady was Max Phipps.
Was he?
Toady,
Was he
the
the?
Toady.
Was he the big dude? With his.
I can't tell.
Gay
He's
guy.
so fucking old there. I can't
Oh.
tell. It's all these old pictures. Anyway, that's the setup.
Yeah.
He wants the gas, and then we kind of move out from there. He's got his. He meets a guy at the beginning that tries to rob him. He's got this trap set up with the snakes.
That he's
Snakes,
trained.
The snakes.
And he's got a copter thing.
Gyrocopter.
Gyrocopter is what they called it.
Finally, it came to me just this moment.
Yeah.
Gyrocopter. I was trying to think of it.
Sick. Improvised flight is awesome. I love it. That's probably one of my favorite parts of the movie.
He's got titties painted on his gyrocopter. He can just sit. He can just park and jerk off anytime he wants.
Right off the bat, because the magazines are, 80s, 1981. The magazines after all the wars, you've read them all. You've read them all. There's nothing you haven't seen. You got to make up your own on the side of a gyrocopter. Sorry, carry on.
Anyway, that's my intro to this. You guys have some thoughts on The Road Warrior?
Yeah, I'm impressed with how little dialogue a movie can use and still be a good movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially the beginning. There's
Yeah.
just like the first 30 minutes,
Right.
almost nothing, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely fills the space. I thought I liked the driving scenes. I mean, this movie had everything for me. I thought, improvised automobiles, improvised flight, gang warfare on the backs of vehicles, despite gas being one of the most precious materials. It was kind of wasteful but conservative. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I liked the movie a lot.
So in the first one, he had his wife and kid.
And he was like a cop. He was a cop.
He was a
He was
road
a
warrior cop. Yeah.
It was like kind of during the apocalypse, and he was part of an organization trying to keep things together.
It's part of like the.
Oh.
highway
It was just
patrol,
all
yeah.
going south. Yeah,
Okay. It's been
Yeah.
forever since I've seen the first one.
it's not nearly as good. But it's
It's
got
a bit of an older movie. I believe it's 1976, if I'm not mistaken.
Was Briggs in it?
Briggs.
A couple days from retirement.
Yeah, Danny Glover was his captain in the apocalypse patrol.
I watched the first one last year, and the cinema. I'm not a professional, but it seems like the cinematography and the writing was much more direct in this one. In the older one, it's kind of got that older movie syndrome where they're filming kind of just walking to the car, and it's got a lot of just scenes that are maybe artistically valid, but kind of stretch that movie out. I believe it's like 2 hours. It's a pretty lengthy film. This one did have a lot of really good shots, and I felt like it was more to the point. The movie itself.
Beautiful movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Endless miles of Australian highway, some desert.
The raping.
Rape
Heads
in a
explode.
telescopic rape.
Yeah.
Well, and that's how we end up finding out about the refinery camp, Pilgrim camp, is that he ends up not intervening out of any sort of moral, but he just wants the gas.
Mm-hmm.
He brings them back, and then now he's intertwined with these fuel pilgrims.
Well, yeah, he's a guy. He wants to make a deal.
Yeah.
He tries to save one of the guys that gets attacked by the Humongous' gang. Brings him back, and he's like, "We had a deal." And then fucking
Your deal died with him.
Yeah, Mick
Mick
Jagger,
Jagger. Mayor Mick
Lookalike.
Jagger.
Yeah.
blonde shag hair.
Michael
Mick Jagger.
Preston.
Yeah.
Michael Preston, yeah.
He's like, and that is true. It's a good line. Your deal died with him.
Yeah.
You're fucked now. Oh, I want to point out, I really, if I was ever to buy a dog, and I won't because I'm single and I'm gone all the time, and it would be a horrible torture for a dog to just
I mean, he could be in the car with you like
be alone.
this guy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I guess if I kept the dog but he's got our friend Bobby.
Yeah.
He's got one of these dogs.
Australian Shepherd. Right?
Yeah, Australian.
It's like a blue hair, right?
Yeah,
Blue hair Australian Shepherd. Yeah.
very cool. You
Yeah,
can tell
those
they're
are
very
really good
intelligent.
dogs,
You
yeah.
can tell they're very intelligent dogs. So it's actually a character in the movie. It very much has a personality. And there's that scene where he's got the gyrocopter guy, and he got the better of him, and then he's got him tied up in his car, and then he's got the
The bones
tied.
wired up to the shotgun.
Yeah, he's just
His
waiting.
Shotgun
face.
mounted in the passenger door, pointed at his
They're
passenger.
driving, and a rabbit runs by,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh!" And the dog just like doesn't even. He's like, "No."
That was a really good scene because I felt nervous before even like the rabbit. I felt like really nervous for that guy because the dog would just see anything and just pull it. But
Until we
rabbit,
realized he
yeah.
didn't have any shells.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was dirty of
That
you.
was dirty. of
That
you.
was low.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Liar, you low. There's just the aesthetic, and this movie didn't invent it. I mean, there's probably 170s trash post-apocalyptic movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're all on Amazon. You can go watch them, and half of them have David Carradine in them. I'm serious. David Carradine is in all these movies. They're terrible garbage, but this sort of the post-apocalypse biker aesthetic with the shoulder pads and the spikes and the chaps and all that shit.
Asymmetry.
That goes
yeah.
way back to
Weird.
maybe even into the 60s.
Freshly cut mohawks.
But this is the movie that really did that right.
Yeah.
And I think kind of set that, it's a huge influence to Fallout.
Yeah.
Shit like that,
We're not that far away from it now.
We're not. I know.
We're in the
Maybe we should stockpile on
Gas.
caps.
gas, caps,
cartons of cigarettes.
football gear that we can turn.
Oh, yeah,
we
football
can
gear.
spray
More
paint,
money.
and turn into get some
Yeah,
jabs.
there's Carm over here. We can go get the football
Piece
gear.
these things together
Yeah.
perfectly. Yes, we did.
Thank you. Yeah.
If you could just set it on
Yeah,
that
right
table,
yonder,
that'd be great.
yeah.
No jalapeno.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Yeah.
She's the one I saved from being beaten up that one night. That's the one.
Why is UPS still out delivering packages this
Wow.
late?
It's dedication.
It's peak hours, bro.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Peak
traffic.
hours?
Did you just now get a notification for?
No, they banged on our neighbor's door,
Hmm.
and it woke Tavy up.
If that UPS driver wakes up that damn baby, I tell you
Oh,
what.
I hate that UPS.
He's gonna
driver.
have to.
Anyways,
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what. Anyways, back to this maybe.
Back to Road Warrior.
Yeah.
The aesthetic, that's definitely worth mentioning. I agree with you on that because if it was just shots of not action, I feel like you could have watched just as long of a movie like that. Meanwhile, with all the action going on.
What
What?
these people
Just scenery,
having
just,
tea?
no, we're not having tea. Forget the people.
Just driving their-
I like
their
I
dirt
like
bikes
the
in
Mohawk-
circles.
the Mohawk
The cars,
chaps guy
just
and his
cruising,
bitch
you know?
like
I like the vehicles in this movie. I
he's
like.
like
Yeah, his bitch wouldn't have died.
I love you so much, baby. Let's go for a ride.
Then we'd miss
Let's
out on
go.
him getting choked
Actually,
out
yeah, you know what?
by
Yeah, some
Captain Humongous.
post-apocalypse just cruising.
I just need
would
more
watch it,
juice.
Yeah.
I just want to see his
Dirt bike
face. We
cruising.
didn't get to see his face.
Oh, humongous!
Yeah,
His melted face.
I want to see it. Show me his face.
I think
me
his,
your
his head
face.
got caught on fire or something. It looked
Yeah,
like.
I think it happened in the first movie. I don't know.
No, he's not in the first movie.
Yeah, I thought it was entirely.
Well, no, I don't think so because I feel like some of the characters that were in this movie were in the remake, or not the remake, but the modern adaptation.
No.
No.
No. Yeah, I think so. Like
Mm-mm.
the guy with the military hat.
Nope.
I think he's in the new one.
I don't think so.
Next week, I'm proving it. I'm proving my string theory. We're coming back
I'll
next
buy
week.
you a quesadilla. If you can verify that is the same character, the guy with the helmet,
Not the
with
helmet.
the
The guy
girl.
with the guy who got his fingers cut off by the.
We weren't
boomerang.
talking about that.
that guy.
That guy. I think he's
I'm
in.
still gonna say no.
Yeah.
I think he was in. I think the guy with the military style cap, who got his fingers cut off by the. I think
The
he's
guy
in
who
the
was
next
like
one.
his MC,
yeah,
announcing-
he was like shaking people up and stuff. Yeah,
the
yeah.
Ayatollah of rock and roll.
Yeah, that
Okay.
guy. I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure he's in the next movie. It's the fat guy.
I mean,
Look that
go
up.
ahead and look it up
Look
now.
that. No. Save it. Save
Okay.
it for. I wanna save it
Yeah,
for later.
I've already paid for quesadillas
We'll figure it out next time.
this week. You have to stay tuned and watch the next.
You guys have any other points you want to make on this movie?
It was a really good movie. I like
Say for the time, they did bring up gay romance.
Yeah.
They were very open
Uh-huh.
with
They
it.
were very.
Very
there are only 6
progressive.
women.
Yeah, they were
in
very
all of
progressive for their time.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only 6 women in all of Apocalypse.
They were in love, those two.
Those two were in love. You
And
could
then
tell.
His bitch took a steel
Boomerang.
boomerang to
Fucking
the
steel
skull.
boomerang to the dome.
Yeah,
she
feral kid.
wasn't quick enough. She
Yeah.
wasn't quick enough.
No, that was a he.
They,
Yeah, that
well,
was a
you know,
dude.
well, it's 2022. All right, come on now.
It was a he. Stop trying to erase the existence of.
I
gay-
guess I am a revisionist.
you're erasing gay men. from
Yeah,
existence.
I'm a
That's
revisionist.
not right.
Well,
That's not right.
it's the patriarchy, really, that I'm trying to erase.
Anyway.
Are you pro?
Disgusting. I am definitely pro patriarchy. I'm all patriarchy. Actually, if I took the sweater off, my shirt says patriarchy right here. across
it
my
really?
chest. Yeah.
He's got it tattooed.
Yeah. Underneath my shirt, this is patriarchy. There's a tattoo that says patriarchy. Across my chest. I'm gonna go to scores. This is a 5. It's one of the best movies ever made. I love this movie. It's got one of the best combat chase scenes ever made. Maybe the best. The final scene with the Mel Gibson running off with the tanker filled with sand.
Red
that they
Diamond
thought
for 5.
that they thought was gasoline, and the gang chasing them, the fight
Yeah.
in there is really great. I think it hits everything perfectly. I love this movie.
hmm Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5 too. It's just one of those classics you gotta watch for post-apocalyptic movies or even just action movies in general. And you could see Mel Gibson like he was before he went crazy, or not.
Before you went right.
But
Your wife didn't even recognize it was Mel Gibson.
no,
Yeah.
she didn't.
He was too young.
Yeah,
He
he's
wasn't
too young.
Slinging anti-Semitics.
Didn't
Listen,
recognize.
you
the
say one
Australian
time
accent.
when you're drunk. You might understand this a little bit.
I don't
You
know what
say
you're
one
talking
thing
about.
one time while
Yeah.
drunk, and then
I
Mel Gibson is a legend. I will not hear any disparagement of Mel Gibson.
Okay, when Mel Gibson does it, he's a legend. When I do it,
Well, he's a legendary actor and director.
Yeah,
Go direct a movie.
he's doing Lethal Weapon 5.
No, are
I
they
don't know.
really?
Yeah, they were supposed
Oh
to do
no!
it. Yeah, he said he was going to be directing it, and I think Greg
I
said
will
he was
watch.
going to do it.
I'll watch it. That would be,
interesting.
it could be done right, but
Mhm.
there's much
Does that
more
mean I have
likely it could be done wrong.
I'm trying to remember if
But Mel
Lethal
Gibson-
Weapon
Mel
2,
Gibson-
4?
Mel Gibson is a fucking great filmmaker, and he does know what he's doing. So
Mhm.
it would, if he was in charge of it, I would have more hope for
Yeah.
that movie.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be
That would be cool.
directing it for sure.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah.
It's got everything I like in it: improvised weapons, improvised vehicles,
Mhm.
helicopters that are unregistered.
Mhm.
You don't have to watch something that maybe you don't have to watch the first Mad Max to understand this movie. You can jump right into the second one. They do a few flashbacks at the beginning of the movie, so you get a gist of what's going on.
Like a video game.
Yes, sure, it's just like that. I agree. The aesthetics, the cinematography, the writing, it was all good. I thought it was a very good movie. I enjoyed it very much. 5
Yeah.
stars or 5 buckets out of 5.
5
There you
buckets
go.
all around. Watch Mel Gibson.
Watch Mel Gibson.
We'll have to do Thunderdome soon.
Yeah, the Thunderdome.
Beyond Thunderdome.